yes, heaven and earth, spirit and flesh. Jesus said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Now, they were the first two things to come after, in the beginning, God, so infinity, always were and always will be and is, created the heavens and the earth. Now, you would have the Big Bang there, spirit and flesh collide. The Bible also says that the seed of the serpent and the seed of the daughter of woman will always be at war. And I think the Zohar says that only in nirvana or dream time, paradise, are all desires fulfilled, or equate as all wars fought. So, there's a kind of a slaying of the spirit at the beginning, at the dawning of time, so to speak, at the beginning of things. In the beginning, Adam was slain. You have Adam and the serpent. Adam were God's sons, see, and God told him the names of everything. He told the angels, as the Quran says, and he was asked to tell the angels, and everyone, God said, bow down to Adam, sort of thing, and all did except Iblis or Janus, the serpent, and he would not do it. And God said, you can eat from any fruit of any tree in the garden, but do not eat of this one. And Janus deceived the daughter of woman, and she got to the Son of Man, and they fell. Things changed. But it were meant to be. That's the Bible also says in some part, I can't remember where, but it is the Bible, the lamb were the one determined to be slain from the foundation of the world. Now you have the tree of knowledge of good and evil reality, and the tree of life reality. He who overcomes may eat from the tree of life. There's a midpoint, a kind of an overcoming where it's a rising up, a passing over, and a pushing through. And a midpoint where the the good things come to fruition, and then a new kingdom emerges. Now, with the idea that heaven and earth be Adam and the serpent, the Zohar, I think it is, also says that, refers to that they are also Jacob and Esau. And Jacob were the rightful, and he stole back and bought back his blessing and birthright that were rightfully his, and it were revenge from what happened with Adam and the serpent in that instance. There's said to be 7 heavens, and I equate them as Adam, Jacob, Joshua son of Nun, who led Israel into the promised land, the midst of the heavens, be the chosen one spoken of in the books of Enoch. Then the 5th heaven, Enoch, who becomes the king of the angels, and the Metatron's cube, the fruit of the tree of life, be a fuel to get to the stars too. And that technology remains in Eden, as the 6th heaven, without birth and without death, the high priest unto God, king of Salem, in Abraham's time helped defeat Sodom and Gomorrah, keys to death and Hades, appear and disappear without birth and without death manifestation, Melchizedek. And then the seventh heaven, who came through immaculate conception, and defeated death on the cross, and cast out death and defeated sin on the cross. Jesus, or Yehoshua, or you were called, or Yesu, the Chinese will call him, or Isis, I think the Islam, Arabic. The seventh heaven. And then when he defeats sin and casts death out on the cross, later on he says, Father, none were lost except the one determined to be lost before time began, the betrayer. And you would have there the Lamb, the one determined to be slain from the foundation of creation, and the betrayer, or the one determined to be lost before time began, or the foundation of the world. It's a casting out of suffering, and someone who seeks to cast out suffering for every living being is called a bodhisattva. If I'll give you some other names of heaven and earth in their forms. You have Idris, was who Enoch was known as. The fifth heaven was known as Idris, the prophet Idris, to the Egyptians back then. Iblis is the god of fire. That's also the Quran refers to him as Janus, and the serpent. You have the master and Mastema, is Christ and Satan. See, you have the secret name of one of the secret names of the Messiah is Dynamo, and Satan will be Dynamo. Satan is also known as Belial. The king of the heavens and the king of the earth. You have also the king of heavens be Vishnu, the preserver, the crouching tiger. You know, a tiger has aspects of a lion, a good shepherd, and a teddy bear, lamb, so to speak. The crouching tiger, the Vishnu, the preserver, and there's aspects of Vishnu's web and the not changing through time, and that things happen as they are meant to, sort of thing. And then you have Shiva, the destroyer, and the hidden dragon, the king of the earth. You have also what are other names of heaven and earth? The crouching tiger, hidden dragon. They are Jacob and Esau. See, Amun-Ra means hidden sun, and the daughter or woman is referred to in the books of Enoch as the clouds. See, and sometimes she offers shade. The hidden sun, Amun-Ra. But Amun-Ra is the god the Egyptians kind of more acquainted with, and you have Apollo and Pan. But that's heaven and earth, and spirit and flesh, invisible and visible. It is not really dark matter. That's a name I don't like to use as for a name for spirit. I call it antimatter. It's not a form of matter, and it's not a form of darkness. It's of the light and the life force, the consciousness, and matter. See, and in the books of Enoch it says the visible came out of the invisible. You can't have a hen without an egg, so to speak. But there are other ideas and synergies or metaphors for other aspects, where you have the Loch Ness monster, so to speak, the serpent with legs that crawled out of the ocean and kind of went two ways and lost his legs. Then you have the king, which were in the dinosaur age, the saber-toothed tiger that would kill anything. It had an absolute feast. The mightiest of them all, that would tear shreds off all the reptiles and dinosaurs and eat them alive. It's not just an egg, he's the king. If the jelly monster, not really a jelly monster, but the serpent crawls out of the ocean, and when a chicken is actually called a chicken, you need an egg to get a chicken. When it's evolved to the level of actually being called a chook, you need the egg first, don't you? So, but we won't go into that too much. And then the next thing is the four curses, where the four curses of the Torah and the four elements are derived. I think it's in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God hovered over the waters. You have the four living creatures and the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Peace, wisdom, power and purity, opposing hatred, desire, plants the seed of desire, which gives birth to sin, which when full grown creates death. Or desire, sin and death, fear, pit and snare, they come out of hatred, see? The serpent. The four living creatures, the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And you have three, as it says in the book of Ezekiel, I think it is, that spin around the four, and you would have the seven spirits of God and the seven that oppose. And the other three would be courage, patience and faith, and opposing, as I've determined from studies, Hades, gossip or slander, and doubt. Each have a chakra, a sense, a sephira, a spiritual force, a deadly sin. So have peace, wisdom, power, purity, courage, patience and faith, and hate, desire, sin, death, Hades, slander and doubt. And the deadly sin, for instance, for each, I prepared a paper on my Facebook, Ken Finch Facebook. I prepared a paper there that goes right into it. But for instance, the deadly sin would be greed, lust, in order: wrath, gluttony, pride, sloth, and envy. You have the four living creatures. You have Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Phanuel. And Michael was given an eye to see, Raphael an ear to hear, Gabriel a heart to reflect, and Phanuel intellect with which to deliberate. The elements are fire, earth, air, and water. The curses of the Torah are blindness, stoning, killed with a sword, and strangulation or drowning. You would have in Michael and Gabriel the rod and the staff, and the different incarnations with Michael and Gabriel, the rod and the staff. You have Abel and Cain, Abraham and Isaac, Elijah and Elisha, Aaron and Moses. They switched as prophet and priest in those two instances. John the Baptist and Paul the Apostle, Buddha and Muhammad. So they are the rod and the staff to have favour and union. Michael and Gabriel, peace and power, fitness and strength, discretion and ability, mercy and authority. The two greatest prophets, as the Bible would explain it, are Moses and Elijah, and peace and power. One is the greatest prophet of the testimony of the Christ, so to speak, because the spirit of prophecy is witnessing unto the truth, and the other is the greatest of his own testimony next to the Christ, so to speak, concerning truth is prophecy. The paper I prepared is on my Facebook, Ken Finch, Finch, and that goes in depth into the workings of it all and the studies. I have pieced it together through intensive study. And it goes right into the different aspects of, different names of God. The three main gods in Hinduism are Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. And God created the heavens and the earth. So there's a little on kind of the beginning and the opening of the Bible, and a bit of a look at my studies according to kind of the opening of the Bible and different aspects of the heaven and earth and the the seven spirits and those that oppose. There is a small testimony along with that paper I've prepared on my Facebook. There's a testimony regarding kind of my learnings. It's about 77 posts. It might be worth a look. So Anyway, I didn't do that take very well. I've got to get better at it. But if you have a look at what I'm saying here, um, it's a pretty in-depth kind of study to determine those things, and it fits all the text. So anyway, I think I should better prepare in the future. Peace and take care.